The process of settling an estate in absence of a will. Many Americans lack a will, and when a loved one dies intestate, the family must navigate state probate laws. In Houston, these cases are filed in Harris County Probate Courts, and Texas imposes a 4-year deadline for admitting any later found will. Without a will naming an executor, the court looks to statutory priorities. Surviving spouses or registered domestic partners are generally first, followed by adult children and then parents or other close relatives. Distant heirs may need to provide notarized proof of kinship, and if no one qualifies, the assets may ultimately escheat to the state. A petition must be filed to appoint a personal representative who will pay debts, handle guardianship for minor children, settle taxes and distribute property. When no heir is suitable, the court can select a competent third party to serve. Intestate probate usually takes longer than probate with a will. Straightforward cases in Harris County may conclude in 8 to 12 months, but disputes, missing heirs and complicated property holdings can stretch the timeline. Out-of-state real estate may require ancillary proceedings, and delays arise when there is no obvious administrator or when paperwork errors and court backlogs slow the process. Each estate's duration depends on the docket load, accuracy of filings and the mix of assets. Probate begins by determining whether the estate qualifies for a small estate affidavit. If not, an application to determine heirship and for letters of administration must be filed. The clerk posts and publishes notice, and relatives are served. Before the hearing, 2 disinterested witnesses attest to the decedent's family history. Once heirs are declared, the court appoints an administrator, who takes an oath, posts any required bond and receives letters of administration. The administrator then notifies creditors, files inventories, safeguards or sells property, pays taxes and debts and finally distributes the remaining assets to the heirs. Because there are many deadlines and documentation requirements, an experienced probate lawyer can help keep the case moving. A few legal concepts are helpful. Probate is the court-supervised procedure for recognizing a person's death and transferring their assets. The deceased individual is the decedent, and their estate includes all property and liabilities. Intestate succession is the legal framework for distributing property when there is no will. Assets may be separate property owned before marriage or community property acquired during marriage, and some property is exempt from creditor claims. A personal representative, executor or administrator, collects assets, pays liabilities and distributes the remainder. When heirs are unknown, the court appoints an attorney ad litem to protect their interests. Determining who counts as a spouse or heir can be nuanced. A judge must decide whether a partner in a legal separation or pending divorce qualifies as a surviving spouse. Same-sex marriages are recognized nationwide, but domestic partner rights vary by state. Adopted children inherit from their adoptive parents just like biological children, whereas stepchildren and foster children who were never adopted generally do not. Children conceived before a parent's death but born afterward inherit as if they were born during the parent's life. In many jurisdictions, heirs must survive the decedent for a minimum period, often a few days, to inherit. An experienced estate planning attorney can explain these relationship rules and apply them to your situation. Failing to create a valid will can have consequences beyond property. If you have minor children and no will, a judge must appoint an interim guardian until enough information is gathered to decide what arrangement best serves their welfare. Drafting a will lets you name a guardian and can be a simple document or part of a broader estate plan. Consulting a knowledgeable lawyer early can ensure that your wishes are honored and that your family avoids unnecessary conflict. Our law firm regularly advises clients on these issues. The Law Office of Whitney L. Thompson, PLLC guides clients through probate and intestacy matters across Houston and surrounding communities and regularly appears at the Harris County Civil Courthouse. To protect your family and secure your legacy, contact the Law Office of Whitney L. Thompson, PLLC at 4201 Farm to Market 1960 Road W Suite 360, Box number 116B, Houston, Texas, 77068, United States, or call 281-214-0173. Our law firm is ready to help.